Hi everyone, and welcome to the Washington Times. My name is Jim Howell. I'm the business director for the National Weekly Edition, and I want to thank you for taking time to join us today. We've got some great things in store for you over the course of this next three-part video series, our free gift to you just for logging on. So take out your pen and a notepad because I know you're going to want to take some notes. Today you're going to hear from one of the most effective voices in the world of Washington, D.C. advocacy. Her name is Stephanie Vance, and she's been dubbed the Advocacy Guru. She's the author of no less than 5 books, including The Influence Game. In this step-by-step series, Stephanie's going to outline for you, 1, how to most effectively use Capitol Contacts, that great congressional guidebook that we've sent you. 2, how to work from the confines of your own district, from your own home, and build relationships and craft a message that's most effective. And then 3rd, in our final video, Stephanie will outline a method that she's used most effectively here on Capitol Hill in lobbying legislators. So without further ado, I want to welcome our guest speaker, Stephanie Vance, the Advocacy Guru.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Vance, and I'm the Advocacy Guru at Advocacy Associates and author of 5 books on effective advocacy. Yes, believe it or not, you can write 5. My latest is called The Influence Game, and it gives you some insider tactics on how to be effective in DC. We're going to discuss a few of those insider tactics, the most important of which is to understand a little bit about your audience. Now, the best way to do that is to use this premium from the Washington Times called Capitol Contacts. It gives you some great information about your legislators. Now, how we would use this is we would take a look at who our elected officials are, and we would gather some information from this book. Now, I would start with the biographical information. That's going to give you a sense of where they were born, where they went to school, what their previous profession was, and that will help you to really tie some of your issues back to what it is they have most important in their past. You'll also want to see if you can learn a little bit about their staff people. Now, the book lists Congressional Chief of Staff, Legislative Director, Press Secretary, and Scheduler. These are some of the most important people to know in a legislator's office. You'll also want to know who the legislative assistant is who handles your issue. Best way to find that out? Call the office and ask. And again, of course, we've got the number here in the Capitol Contacts book. Now, I also think it's important to know a little bit about the legislation that your member of Congress has introduced. You can do that by going to congress.gov. There's a great search engine there. You just look up your legislator. Be sure to look at the bills that they have sponsored. Now, the reason why that's important is it gives you a real sense of some of the things that the member of Congress is most interested in. Another thing that gives you a real sense of some of their interests is to look at the committees they're on. So, for example, if they're on transportation and infrastructure, you'll know that they're very interested in transportation. You'll probably see also that they've introduced a lot of bills on that subject. Knowing that information really helps you frame your message in a way that's going to be relevant to them. Now, I'd also take a look at their websites. One of the most important things I see on their websites are their press releases. There's usually some buzzwords in there that really talk about what the legislator is most interested in. If you see a buzzword, definitely recommend mentioning it when you walk into their office or when you send an email or make a phone call. Very important to capture their attention. Another great resource, opensecrets.org. Now, this is a site where you can look up some of their campaign contributors. Obviously, someone's contributed to their campaign, probably someone the legislator knows. But I never want to suggest that you have to make a campaign contribution to get attention in the office. You have a lot of power as constituents, and I'd like to show you how to use that power most effectively. So to take all this information, make sure you've got it at your fingertips when you're communicating with your legislators. We have a legislative profile form that's on the website, and you can use that to make sure that you know everything you need to know about your legislator before you start communicating with them. Another thing that will be useful, hope you'll consider using it, is the Influence Game, our 50 DC insider strategies for being effective. So thanks so much for joining us on this. I hope we've given you some tips to not only be heard, but to be agreed with in Washington, D.C. I'm Stephanie Vance, the Advocacy Guru, and I hope to see you on a future video.